Alright guys, and welcome back to the Trunks Effect. Chris?
I am Brandman.
We made it! Oh my god, we made it! We finally have a good Dragon Ball movie.
Yes.
And not just a good one, a decent Dragon Ball movie. We are in the modern times. Thank God.
It was
20 years later, we're here. More than 20 years later. God, it's been a long time. Last movie's 95, I think. Wrath of the Dragon, 95. This is 2013. No anime in between. There was nothing happened in between this. No. I can't remember anything. I don't think there was anything that happened. I think I remember vaguely a leak of a Super Saiyan 4 drawing being out there. But other than that, nothing happened. I don't remember anything.
I think you were mistaken.
Probably. That was probably a fever dream. I'm like, man, what if they like mixed the ape and like Gogeta together? That'd be cool. But that was probably my brain. It's like those people that made Super Saiyan 5, the silver and shit. Yeah. That's it's like that, I guess. It's like a fever dream. So, yeah, I mean, obviously, let's get this out of the way. This movie is great. I like this movie, especially, like I said, in context to what we've been watching. I mean, this is a huge step up. I mean, this is more on par with the anime anyway. Like, it's obviously, everything we've been watching hasn't been canon. This is the first canon Dragon Ball movie that they've made now. Because Toriyama's like, if we're going to bring this shit back, we're going to do a movie, and if that does well... Because initially, this was just supposed to be one movie, and they weren't going to do anymore. Right. But it was obviously so successful, they're like, oh God, this is good. And so then they made... Resurrection F came before the anime still. Yeah, because the two were out. And then the anime came after that, and they, like... Obviously, the first, 30 episodes are that. And that's fucking hot garbage. The beginning of Super is hot garbage, because they're like, hey, let's take these two pretty decent movies and shove them into a shitty anime.
Yes, in which they start the Battle of the Gods the right way, because it's been so long between stuff. They start the movie with a recap of how Dragon Ball started. Oh yeah, and how it got to here. And
it's great. I mean, I love the opening of this. Like, I mean, I would say like this movie, the next movie, and the like opening of Goku like running and them going through is great. I like all that. But yeah, man, just hearing the opening track like re-recorded and like it sounds great. I mean, the visuals are obviously way better than anything we've been watching. Yes. And even at the time, like anime had changed so much, nothing was being hand drawn really. I mean, some stuff was here and there. Most modern anime now is 3D CGI. So, but you know, I do like the way this movie begins. I like, you know, him like, even though I hate fucking looking at Super Saiyan 3, it's fine because Goku thinks he's super strong and he's dumb. It's kind of the same thing that happens with him and Zeno. Yep. He's like, yeah, I just want to fight you. This is the dumbness. This is a good mix of Goku being dumb. Yes. Because he's like, he hasn't fought anybody. There's been a long time since anything happened. So he's like, sure, this guy's a destroyer. I don't know what that is, but I'll fight him.
Yeah, because what the last time Goku actually fought anything was the Rudigarn. Yeah, and that was just one punch. Yeah. Prior to that, it was Broly in Second Coming. Yeah. One punch. Yeah. Or no, well, he didn't fight in that. It was in. Crap. That there was another one, Bojack. Oh yeah. Last time he actually had any action, Bojack one punch, and then prior to that, Broly. Was an actual fight.
But I mean, even in the anime, like what Majin Buu. That's the last. Yeah. That's the last time. Or I guess then. I mean, Z ends and he's with Oob, but like the last time he's like canonically fought was Majin Buu. So, and now that's his best buddy. So it's weird. Like, you know, he's just hanging out with Mr. Satan. Yeah. So, but so I mean, it's interesting, and like King Kai's obviously like freaked the fuck out because he's like, why the fuck is he here? And I mean, like, we're skipping ahead a little bit, but man, seeing Vegeta actually scared is great.
Yes,
because you don't see that really after this. I mean, but this moment where he's like, wait, I'm the only person who knows who the fuck this is, and I am deathly afraid of this motherfucker. Right. Like, and he's like, and then he hears that Goku in the fullest power that they have at this point, which is Super Saiyan 3, and he knows Goku can kick his ass. Yeah. So he's like, if that motherfucker got slapped around 2 punches and is out, what the fuck? I'm dead. Yeah. Like,
exactly. And all King Kai had to say was Beerus.
Beerus is here.
And the Vegeta immediately is like, oh fuck.
Yeah. Which leads to greatness. Yes. Vegeta in this movie is great. Like, they wrote everybody so well. This is the thing. Everything that was wrong with these past movies that are not canon, this gets everything so right, man. They righted the track so much. Like
I didn't even mind Oolong.
Oolong's this movie. He doesn't say anything. I mean, he may say one word. Yeah. I block him out. Like he speaks, I don't hear him. But like even what's his name? Shit, Pilaf's in this.
Yeah.
He draws a piece of shit. He's graffitiing shit. I'm like, I'm into that, man. He's like, fuck this party. You know, and Maya's in this, and you got little baby Trunks, and so it's great. Like, but they're having a party, so it makes sense that they would be there. Like,
and that they set up the future relationship with Maya and Trunks. Which, I actually had to go back and read on the wiki how Maya became a kid again.
Oh yeah.
It's like, wait, like Maya should not be like this young.
Yeah. But yeah, so I mean, that's kind of how this is set up. You know, you get there, you see where Goku's at. He's training with King Kai on this planet. Yeah. Motherfucker punches a hole in his planet. Yeah. I mean, King Kai is just like, I don't know why the fuck I keep letting him stay here.
Right.
I mean, the planet's like the size of a raisin, but he punches a hole through that shit.
And Goku's not even dead, and he's visiting the other world.
Yeah. I'm like, oh, okay, whatever. He's so used to being there. He's so used to being dead.
I'm sure that King Yama's just like, yeah, you have a free pass.
Bad dad checking in. Bad dad. He wants to be over there so he can be a bad dad. I mean, Gohan's an adult now. Not being Super Saiyan, man, which is fucking great. We're done with that shit.
Right. Or so we thought.
So we thought, yeah.
Yes. And speaking of Gohan, now him and Videl are officially married.
Yep. Have a little baby. Baby Pan's coming.
Which apparently only Dende was the only one that knew about.
Yeah, I mean, he's an OBGYN right there. I mean, he's like, I got this.
He's like,
I used to do this on Namek.
I'm going to heal Videl's like, wait, Videl? It's like,
shh, I got this. Little baby. Yeah. Little bun in the oven. This bun in the oven's going to be a badass later. Don't worry. But yeah, so I like the context of the party. It's just good, like...
Yeah, it's Bulma's, as we find out, her 38th birthday, looking good for the 38.
I don't believe she's 38. I'm going to say she wished on that Dragon Ball. I think she's about 50. Like, she's been getting those Dragon Balls a lot. She's still wishing for boobs and butts in the new movie, so like...
Well, see, it's funny because if you look at the design for Chi-Chi...
Yeah.
Like, she is visibly older.
Mm-hmm.
Bulma, she doesn't look a whole lot older.
That's what I'm saying. She built a Dragon Ball radar specifically for that. She under the guise
Goten and Trunks
to get that shit forever. You don't think that every once in a while Shiran sees her and he's just like, fuck.
Like why was this bitch here again?
Didn't I do this like a year ago? Like, I can't keep making you look younger. So she's gonna keep saying she's 38, but how many times has she been 38?
Yeah.
Like,
she's like 38 with 12 years of experience.
Yeah, which I mean, I don't blame her. Vegeta don't fucking age.
Right.
She's gonna die before Vegeta does. I mean, ultimately, you know, like we were talking about before about like our theories of how like Dragon Ball could end. That's the reason Goku and Vegeta are gonna want to kill each other and fight to the death. Because Bulma's gonna be dead, Chi-Chi's gonna be dead, Gohan's gonna be dead. I mean, Gohan may be dead. I don't know. He might be, but he's he's not full Saiyan. So he's probably be dead. Goten will be dead. Everybody's going to be dead except for Vegeta and Goku because they're going to be like 600.
Right.
And they're going to be still fighting. Broly going to be alive because he's full motherfucking Saiyan.
But by that time, Broly is probably going to be the new god of destruction.
Yeah, I mean, it's basically going to be like, I just want the last episode to be like Grumpy Old Men. That's them, the three of them just in a boat, fucking just bickering.
Yeah. Jack Lemmon will water mouth out like, you're on my side of the boat.
Yeah.
No, I'm not. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, that's this. Except they're just gonna be able to beat the shit out of each other. Broly's gonna be like so fucking powerful. He's gonna somehow go Ultra Instinct. You know how, but he does it now. Like, and then Goku's going berserk. They just taught each other all that. Everybody's going Ultra Ego. Like, that's how I picture it. That's my perfect ending. Just Grumpy Old Man, but with Goku. I need some art of that. I just want an art of them in a boat, but old. It would be fantastic. But yeah, so I like that. You get, like I said, the Vegeta's face when he hears that Beerus is coming. Yes. Priceless. Yes. And then him in this is all great. They kind of montage people singing and shit, but Vegeta singing is the greatest thing because he's going out of his way. The best Vegeta is when he is flustered.
Yes.
And he is off his game and he's like trying to make up for it, and Goku's not there, so he can get away with it. Like, he's not like embarrassed because Goku's there. But he's like, fuck. Yeah. You understand? This motherfucker's gonna kill us if he don't eat shit that he likes. I do love that Beerus, his whole character thing is like, if he doesn't like food, he's just gonna blow up your planet. It is a great thing where it's like, he's the god of destruction, but Whis has to keep his ass in line to some extent. Yes. But Whis is also down for that. He's like, this planet's food does suck. Go ahead. You gotta destroy one thing.
And who knows on how many planets Whis ate all the good food, and let Beerus eat the bad food.
Yeah, he's like, I know this shit sucks. I'm gonna eat all this. You give me all that. I want him to destroy all of
Yeah.
I hate all of you. Whis is really the god of destruction. He's picking out the planet. He's like, let's go there.
Like, where Whis is a total mood in this movie.
Yeah, dude.
Like,
Whis is...
he's just there eating all the food, asking the caterers what it is. Mm-hmm. He's like, he's over there chilling with everyone.
Yeah, it's great. And then like when you get to Boo, like Boo is perfect. He's pitch perfect in this movie. Like, he goes to take that little dumpling things away from it, and Boo is just like, he's just not having that shit.
You are not getting it in the way of Boo and his pudding.
No. It's pretty great. And he's like, pokes him. He throws his ass. He's like, nope. And then Vegeta's like, fuck. We pissed him off. Shit, he's going to blow up this whole damn planet. So that gets into that. And then Goku does come back. And so, I mean, we get all of that. I mean, that's like the main plot of this is like, he then is like, I came here for this Super Saiyan God. You heard about Super Saiyan God? No. You heard about Super Saiyan God? No. Nobody's heard about this shit. So, of course, in Dragon Ball fashion, they get the Dragon Balls. Yes. Like, don't worry, we already got these. We're not going to go find them.
Right.
Trunks and Goten already got him earlier this morning. Him and the Pilaf gang went out and got this shit. So they summon Shenron, and Shenron is great in this movie because he sees Beerus and he's like, oh shit, nice to meet you. Yeah. Man, seeing like these very stoic characters like flustered is great. That's the one thing that's good in this movie. They got the humor right in this movie. It wasn't like super serious. Like Modern Dragon Ball can be very serious. Like you have your moments where it's funny, but this movie is more of a comedy than anything. And even when they're fighting, it's never like super serious. Like Broly is super fucking serious. Yes. So like in that movie, like in the new one, it is serious when they're fucking fighting because they're like, oh shit, this motherfucker is gonna kill us if we don't beat him. Like, so there's some stakes to that movie. That's the one thing you brought up, right? I don't feel like there's a lot of stakes. I never felt like Beerus was gonna blow up the planet. I like, you kind of have to like put yourself in the shoes of like Vegeta and be like, okay, he thinks he might destroy the planet. So there is some fear. And I think that's what they tried to do is they're like, hey, if we make Vegeta scared, then maybe the audience will feel scared.
Yeah. See, and the reason why the Vegeta is scared, which we didn't touch on, is he had ran into Beerus several years prior, in his experience, his dad King Vegeta put on an amazing spread.
Yeah,
and the Beerus is using King Vegeta's head as a footrest.
Yeah, he's like, this nice ottoman is here. I'm going to use this ottoman, and Vegeta's like, fuck him. And Beerus like, motherfucker, I can kill all of you. Yeah. You thought Frieza was bad. Fuck that. Yes. I'm going to kill that motherfucker. and I do like that. I do, like I said, the world has felt so small that interjecting it made sense. It didn't feel out of place to put Beerus there because if he is this god of destruction, he wouldn't show up, but he also wouldn't interfere.
Right. He
would not interfere with Frieza taking over. He would be like, that's just the way it is.
Exactly.
So that I like that they put that in there. Plus it gives Vegeta context. Yep. You got to give someone context for knowing who Beerus is because otherwise it doesn't work. So this is the first of that, like, really expanding Dragon Ball. I mean, now that shit's huge. Yes. I mean, I think that's the one good thing Dragon Ball has done is like expanding its universe. I mean, shit, we have like 12 of them in the Tournament of Power. So like they've done a really good job expanding and it starts here. So in laying the groundwork for Dragon Ball, it's great. So I guess we'll move on to like the actual like Super Saiyan God. So they wish that Shenron's like, there isn't one.
Yes, but I do want to point out one thing prior to this. That it's like Bulma's upset with Beerus for making
she gets a slip shit.
The bitch slap like hard.
Yeah, Vegeta does lose his mind.
Vegeta just completely loses it and actually surpasses Goku in power for the first time since probably the Saiyan arc.
Yeah. I forgot about that. So yeah, he does do that, and he's getting some wallops on Beerus. Like, I mean, I think Beerus didn't expect it also, but he also just kind of lets him do it. He's like, whatever. I did slap your wife. Okay, you can get a couple hits on me, but not really, because I'm gonna beat your shit. Yeah. Like, I mean, that's even great. Like Beerus just like even earlier when Beerus just like flicks Goku, just like that just tells you like we are like we cannot imagine the power that Beerus has at this point that he's just flicking fucking Goku, and you're like, that's supposed to be the most powerful dude, like in this universe at this point. And then Vegeta slightly surpasses that, and then skipping back forward to with Shenron, he's like, there is no Super Saiyan God, and then he kind of reflects, and he's like, okay, well maybe there's a technique in which you could get, which I'm like, okay, that was a bit like of a stretch. It makes sense,
right? But it took a Beerus being like, hey, Shenron. Tell him how to get to Super Saiyan God so I can fight it and go back to sleep.
He's got to take his cat nap, man. Yeah. I mean, that's great. Beerus being a cat is also great because you're just like, he does have, that's a cat right there. Yeah. Bitchy, hungry, long naps, and he's going to get pissed if you wake him up or don't feed him. There you go. That's a cat. And whatever the fuck Whis is. I mean, he's an angel, but whatever he is. So they like all combine, and then Goku has this dumb moment where he can't count because it's Goku, and he's like, well maybe we did count wrong.
Albeit it wasn't exactly clear.
Yeah, they didn't tell me how many.
Yeah, it's like Shenron only said it took 5 Saiyans. Yeah, and that was it. Yeah, that 5 Saiyans they channeled their power into one. Yeah. All right. So in that situation, I can't fault them for that. And then Beerus is like, no, like you're an idiot. It takes 5 total to channel into one. Yeah. That's like, oh, it takes 6.
Yeah. And then and Goku gets he's pulling out his fingers like, oh, I guess we did count.
Yeah. It's like, but there's no one else. Yeah. And then Vidal's like, no, there is one more, which is one of my negatives about the movie, because you got the unborn Pan counting as a Saiyan, channeling her power into Goku.
Yeah, I think they only did that because they like, we want to introduce Pan. We need you to know that she's half Saiyan, so that way when we do have her, it makes sense.
But I did like Gohan's reaction. Now, when she said that she was pregnant, because that shows Gohan is 1,000 times smarter than Goku.
That's because Piccolo was his dad. Yeah, I mean, see, we don't see that. Where's Piccolo at, man? Piccolo should have been right there. Like, what's up, bro? You're having a baby. We're having a baby. That's my kid. Like, that's my grandson. Yeah. That's all I wanted. I really just wanted him to be super. Goku don't give a shit. No. He doesn't make any. Nope. He's not like, congratulations, son. Nothing. He's like, get your baby over here. I got to get powerful.
Chi-Chi's ecstatic. Goten,
Chi-Chi's just pissed because he didn't go to school, so she's done. As soon as he was like, I'm gonna be Great Saiyan, man. I'm not going. She's like, fuck you. I'm writing you. I guess I'm gonna have to work with Goten. Yeah. Goten maybe do it. He don't do that shit. He's just running around with Trunks.
Right. And she lets him like. She gave up. Yeah, she put all her effort into Gohan, and Gohan's like, I'll do most of it. I'm not going to do all of it.
He did it longer than we thought he would. Yes. So, and then she's like, yeah, but man, Goku's so cool. Yes. That's my dad. Look at him. He's just going to fight shit. That's all I want to do.
Well, no, he was like, well, is it Goku my dad? I know he comes home once every 10 years.
I mean, he looks like my dad. He talks like my dad. He's probably not my dad. No, he's never here, so I don't know.
This green alien's my dad.
Yeah, it could be. That's his real dad. Yes. It just biologically Goku's his dad, but not real. He's not involved. Yeah. Piccolo's his actual dad. Yes. Stepdad for the win. Yeah.
Goku owes Chi-Chi a ton of child support.
He ain't been doing shit. Piccolo medal. Like, he gets his due. He gets his due in the movie. His dad comes out, So they channel it all. They do he becomes Super Saiyan God, which I do like the look of Super Saiyan God. It sucks that you don't get to see Super Saiyan God that much. Yes. Which I did like in jumping forward. In Broly, he does go Super Saiyan God, which is nice. So does Vegeta. And so you're like, oh, okay. Vegeta has it also, which it makes sense, but you don't ever see it because he just surpasses that to go to blue. Yeah. Like, all Resurrection F is about is him going blue. So, like, which I mean, I get. But man, he powers up fast. These movies, they're like, red and blue. The anime takes it a little slower, but I do like the look of it. He's leaner, he's skinnier, he's faster. And again, I mean, I do like that. It's like, hey, we gave him this power, but now because he's a Saiyan, he now absorbs part of that power, and so now he knows what it's like to achieve that power. So then eventually he can achieve it.
And he was able to sort of keep that power level even after the god time limit ran out.
Yeah, and so I mean, I don't even know if Beerus knows that. I mean, that's the one thing.
Well, but Beerus did, at least in the sub, Beerus did comment on that. That you absorbed that
when he absorbed the blast,
that energy.
Yeah.
So even though you've ran out a long time ago, you've still been able to maintain that power level.
Yeah, which is cool. I mean, like I said, I like that them fighting in the sky. It's cool. I mean, like I said, we haven't seen well choreographed thing. It's a smaller fight, but I mean, I do like it. Like I said, this sets up a lot. This is a good setup, especially this anime being gone for 20 years. We haven't had anything. This kind of resets the world. We get past fucking Super Saiyan 3 because even they know. That's why they made him a bitch. They could have just given him a new power up in the beginning of this movie. They're like, no, we also hate Super Saiyan 3. So we're going to make it look like shit, and we're going to have Beerus flick the shit out of Super Saiyan 3, and then give him this badass new power.
And then there towards the end, after the fight, Beerus obviously still wins.
Yeah, of course.
And he's still pissed that Boo didn't let him have any pudding.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm still going to destroy the Earth.
That's the only time where you're like, oh shit, he might actually destroy the Earth. Because after that, you're like, he fought. Well, and I guess you do learn too that like Goku was not even using 100% of that power. He's like, I'm using about 80. He's like, well, fuck.
Yeah.
And so I think that opens it up. You're like, okay, yeah, he got to that power, but this is showing like, hey, there's a lot more power leveling that's going to happen in this, and like the scaling. But you still don't even know how powerful Beerus is at this point. You're like, oh shit, we have no idea how powerful he is.
Right. And so then, Beerus like powers up, fires a little key blast at some rocks. Like, all right, there, I destroyed the Earth.
Yeah. Which is great. And Whis is like, great job, Beerus.
All right.
Lord Beerus.
Yeah. So let's go home, Lord Beerus.
Yeah, it's great, man. Like, Whis is a gem.
Yes.
Like, I mean, like I said, and you think about what could have gone wrong. Like, this could have been awful.
Yes.
But, I mean, like, this is, like I said, this is Toriyama, like, at peak Toriyama being like, look, motherfucker, I know you guys went off and did all this other shit. Fuck all that. Yes. You made all those terrible movies. You made fucking GT. I'm tired of that shit. I'm going to make the real thing. Yes. And then you see him. He's taking back his shit now. He's like, nah, I'm bringing Frieza back. I'm going to make him good. I'm bringing Broly back. I'm going to make him good. Fuck, he even brings Cell back. He's like, I'm going to bring Cell back and make him good. And give Gohan and Piccolo their due. Like, he's riding the ship now.
Yes. And something where we didn't touch on, Goku is the only other person at this point that knows Whis is stronger than Beerus, because Beerus is like, yeah, like you're strong, but you're only the second strongest person I've fought.
Yeah,
like Whis is my teacher.
Yeah,
this person, he is strong.
Yeah, and I mean, even like it's still crazy. Like even in modern Dragon Ball, we still have no idea. Because you're just like, look, so you get them, then you get like you get all the other angels, then there's the head motherfucking angel, and then there's Zeno, who can just fucking erase universes. Like, so at that point, you're just like, where do you go from there? In this anime, I don't know where they're going to go. Like these movies, okay, yeah, we have Broly. Yeah, they brought it smaller scale with this. So obviously, the next movie, it's like, it's going to have Broly, probably fully powered. Goku and Vegeta are going to like power up, probably more tapping into Ultra Instinct and Ultra Ego and all of that. But who's the bad guy? Because there's got to be a new bad guy. And I think that's why they went back to Cell. Because you're like, okay, a monstrous Cell, Gohan can beat that. Yeah. But it can't be more powerful than Broly.
Yeah. So and it can't really be more powerful than Zeno, because Zeno is the god.
So like that's what I'm saying. They've put the limit on it. So it's got to be somewhere in the middle.
Yeah.
I mean, and you had Jiren. I mean, I would love for Jiren to come back.
Yes.
Like, if he could come back and just be like, look, motherfucker, that was his tournament. Now it's for real.
Yes.
Like, he could bring back his whole fucking squad. I mean, Dispo, Toppo, all of them are cool, but like, I don't know what they're going to do.
Yeah. Because then they could have that, or say Broly just goes completely off the rails and starts taking out entire universes. So then you bring in Jiren and his buddies.
Yeah.
And then Goku and Vegeta are like, well, hell, we have to grab someone to go up against Jiren. Hit, come on.
Yeah. Oh God, I love Hit, man. Oh, Hit's great. But I do wonder also, along those lines, I do wonder if, they're setting Broly up to be good. Like, like when you get to that movie, they kind of set him up to like training with him, and even in Superhero, he does train. They're getting control, but there still is that moment where like he could snap the fuck out of it and lose control. So I'm wondering if there is a bigger bad, but then he loses fucking control, and then that person who, like, say you bring Jiren back or somebody that's powerful, then they have to help beat Broly again. Like, but Broly's like even more powerful. So that's a good way to keep Broly as an antagonist, but he just can't control that shit. He still loses it when he gets too powerful.
Right, because imagine a Broly with Ultra Instinct that can't control it.
That's what I'm saying. But you have a Goku that can do that. Yeah. So like that's because that's the thing now. With especially like if you start doing the manga, which they might do. I don't know if we'll get Moro or any of that. Which I'm assuming.
I would say
assume yes. But it's like at that point, obviously probably Toriyama's going to be like, I kind of like this, but I'm going to change all this. I'm going to make it good. So I don't know. I'm excited for the future though. Maybe we'll make a video about like what we think the anime is going to be based on some stuff. Maybe our hopes. Maybe after we do Superhero, maybe we'll do our hopes for like what's next. I think that would be fun to kind of look at everything, and then you'll have seen all the movies and the new one, and then we kind of sit and be like, all right, the anime supposedly is coming back next year. What do we want from that? Like, what do we want from that going forward? Because I do have some thoughts, but I think you have a better feeling of where we're at currently, so we can see where we're going.
All right.
What else you got?
We sort of alluded to it, and that it may be somewhat of a hot take. I would say that Beerus, in terms of the movie villains and all that, Beerus is actually towards the bottom.
What?
Yes, like
worse than Pilaf?
I didn't necessarily say worse than Pilaf, because when we get reminded of
top to Garlic Jr., where are we at?
I'd probably say around the Turles area. Yeah, and that's because really, aside from that one time after the fight, you never really feel that the Earth is actually in danger.
I feel like he's on par for me in this movie, at least on like a cooler level, where he's formidable, but you never really feel like Goku and Vegeta aren't gonna win.
Like I would say if a Whis wasn't there, then yes, I would be scared shitless of Beerus in this movie. But because Whis is there, like, oh, Beerus, like you're taking things too far.
Yeah, and that's the thing, and I think. In his small character arc, I feel like they do go too comedic with him in this first one, because he is menacing sometimes. So, like I said, you do feel sometimes that he's going to get pissed, but you never feel like he's going to destroy the Earth right then. You just feel like he's going to punch the shit out of somebody and throw him across the Earth. But again, like as a stepping stone, man, where he is now, Beerus is fucking awesome. Yes. Like, so again, like. I'll give him some slack where it's like, okay, you didn't really know you're expanding this universe. You didn't really know what you were going to do with it. You didn't even know you were going to get to make more after this. No. So, but I'm with you. Yeah, where he's currently at, Whis is amazing. Yes. But Beerus is kind of, you don't get to see his real personality. Yeah. As you get to see it, as they figure it out, he's great. Because he does have that menacing thing sometimes where he's like, what the fuck did you say? Yeah. I will kill you. And they know that he can do it at that point. So then there's some tension where you're like, okay, we're on his planet. He literally could just destroy us and it doesn't matter. Because this is another realm in comparison, and he could wipe us the fuck out, and it doesn't matter. Well, it affects nothing.
Which is exactly what he does at the very end of this movie when he has a chopstick full of wasabi. Yeah, and Whis tells him to use it at his discretion. Yeah, Beerus puts the whole thing in his mouth. Yeah, and then destroys like four planets around him before Whis just like. To chop his neck. Yeah. And he's like, stop it. Like, you're being a little bitch.
Yeah. That's great. And like I said, it sets up the, I just like this movie. Like I said, it's good. Hot take. Do I think this is, I know a lot of people put this up there. Like, and I think for all the reasons we have just said, I think that's why. I think people are holding, even though it's only 2013, it's a lot of nostalgia wrapped in this, and I think it brought back something they loved. So I think there's a lot of rose tinted in this, but I still think Broly is a better movie. Yeah. I think there's a better story in like the new Broly movie. I think the action is way better. I know some people like I said, if you view them back to back, like I still think I like watching that movie more because I think it's more interesting. There's more fighting in that movie. There's not a lot of fighting in this movie. It's really, for me, that's what I come to Dragon Ball for. It's a lot of like partying. So really, if you boil down this movie, not much happens except for the tail end of this movie. So whereas like Broly is like you start out with stuff and you go on. Even Resurrection F, like yes, Frieza comes, but it's a lot of fighting. I mean, I think that's the weakest of the three, but I still it's still up there, but I still think Broly tips it for me. But like I said, you'll find out really our rankings in our tier. But that, for me right now, having watched it again, I still kind of feel the same way. Yeah,
because I still have this as a 5, like right there with the first Broly movie. Like, it's good. There were some things they could have done better, like when they used the CG animation. Like looking back on it now, like it is not good.
No, and like I said, I think with anime still being somewhat hand drawn at this point. I mean, we get a mix in 2013. Some of it's being CG, some of it's hand drawn. I mean, obviously it gets better. Like I mean, Resurrection is a step up from that. Broly is incredible, and then Superhero, even though it has a different stylistic look, I mean, it looks good. So yeah, I mean, like I said, this sets us on a path. So I think for that, and I think it's another reason people think it's amazing because it sets us back on track. But like,
just with there being like a lot of the little things, and what I had said with Broly, in that in order to get a 6 or a 7 out of me, it's going to have to be almost a perfect movie.
Well, it's coming,
and like I said, this is a good movie. It's not perfect. So it's still right there, like at the top of the ratings that I've given out so far. Just I can't quite get to that 6 or 7.
All right, everybody, give us 2 weeks. We'll see where this goes. We'll see where this tops out because Broly's coming. But I love that movie. I can't wait to talk about that movie. I'm so excited. Resurrection F is F for me, so I'm really excited to watch Broly. But again, thanks for joining us. We appreciate everybody that listens. If you made it this far, thank you. So you can like, comment, subscribe to the channel. If you really like what we do,
don't forget to hit that notification bell so you'll know when we upload.
Ding, ding. I don't know what our schedule is. It's whenever we want right now. We will have a schedule eventually.
Yes.
Once we get through these Dragon Ball movies, we'll have an actual schedule. Yes. We're releasing stuff on a semi-regular basis. But yeah, if you really like what we do have a Patreon. You can check that out. Click that. We do monthly stuff. You can recommend animes for us to watch. So there's a lot there. There'll be more in the future. Other than that.
And we do have a Twitter. Albeit you have to look under effect of Trunks.
It's complicated.
Yes. So, because someone already had a Trunks effect.
Somebody give us Trunks effect back. Okay? We're bigger. We got a lot of subscribers. Yes. I'm not going to say the number because it could be crazy by the time you listen to this. It could be 10 million. I don't know. But yeah, I think that's all I got.
That's all I've got.
Look for next episode. We're going to be talking about Resurrection F. So we're closing in on Superhero. It's coming. We're about 2 weeks away in real time right now from that movie. And that review will be up the day that movie comes out.
Yes.
So it will be very timely.
Yes.
Unlike all these reviews.
Yes. It'll either be that Thursday night or that Friday.
Yeah. Depends on how tired I am.
Yes.
We're seeing it on that Thursday night. Yes. So if I want to stay up and edit, then which I may, we'll see how it goes. But if not, it'll be Thursday night, Friday morning, whatever. But it'll be around that time. That's all I got.
All I've got.
All right. Until next time.
Peace.